So we were thinking, with that fancy camera Tom talked about, we could put that down in the cylinder and see what we see. Thanks for stopping by. If you are new, welcome to the group. My name is Uncle Jake. This here is Dr. Torque. Out there is freezing rain, which is why we're starting the video here. But today's project has to do with that guy over there, which is Tom's brand new 1999 Jeep Grand Cherokee. He got it. He was just telling me, why did you get it?
Because I had oil filters that I needed to use.
Yes, and now he can party like it's 1999.
Oh, yes, yes.
That's true too. However, today's very important because the hood on this one, let's go take a look at this. Let's just show you what we're doing here today. It's better. If you watched our last video, you do know why he got it on this one. And you know what the problem is with the engine. Not very good. Not very good at all. So, this guy, there's your first clue right there. The hood is resting on his head. So these struts right here, wonderful. You think, how cool? You got struts, it's super fancy. Until they don't work like that. And some people might think, well, it's crap. I don't know, I gotta take it to the dealer. No, don't do it. The answer is much simpler than that. So what are we doing today and how are we doing it? We know we're doing struts.
So I bought a pair of struts. There will be a link in the description to these if you want to get some of your own.
Yep, save you time. Don't have to go looking for them.
And so these are like gas shocks that are under a lot of pressure, and the seals eventually go bad and they start to not do what they're supposed to do.
Yes.
So I've got a screwdriver.
Shall I hold this? I think I can hold this with this.
And I'm just going to get in behind here a little bit and go. Boink.
So that's it? See, that's one of the big things is like, how do I do this? How do you get these out? And you just pop both those? I screwed up. We'll have to make sure we film the other side. I'm sorry, I was talking.
Too fast for you.
Yeah.
So there's a ball right here. And so that's kind of like a ball joint right there. It's just a little clip in there that holds onto this.
And there's nothing you have to like pop out or loose or... What? That's it, really? Lower it down a little bit. And it already works. Look at this. Hands off. Wow. How simple is that? Let's get the other side.
Yeah, let's get the other side. I'll go slower for you.
Yeah, I'll actually film this one instead of talking.
So just back in under here.
Okay.
And then the top one. Maybe I should have done the top one first.
Oh, maybe you did the top one on this side first and went pretty easy, huh? We'll just put it right back on. Oh yeah, because it gives you leverage. So there you have it. Top one first for sure, and then the bottom, and then this is actually holding itself with one.
Not quite.
With one, not quite. Okay.
Nope, that would have hit you in the head.
Oh, thank you. I let it go too soon. Shiny part goes down low.
Can you lift it up a little bit?
Lift it up. Done. Dude. Ta-da!
Look at that.
And there you have it. Look at this. Now it's truly an... Oh, wow, you can even hear those babies. Hear that?
Yeah.
That's the fluid in there. You didn't hear that before. So if you tuned in today, it's because you might be looking about how to fix this latch. Tell me, what is wrong with it, though?
Well, you go to close it, and it should like latch shut, right?
Mm-hmm, that is correct. Oh. That ain't good.
So the safety catch is working, the one that, you know, hopefully catches it from flying open on the interstate or whatever. But it's not latching shut. This mechanism is all kind of beat on. So
oh, wow. Yeah,
some of these
like,
are supposed to flip over, and they don't. It's like seized up. I think things got bent. So instead of fighting with that and trying to make it work, it looks like it's damaged. I ended up getting myself a brand new OEM Mopar. Mopar. Mopar.
Mopar.
You know what that stands for? Move over, power approaching rapidly.
Is that what it stands for?
Exactly.
Okay, all right. But not necessarily with this vehicle yet.
Yeah, well, this probably won't make it faster, but it probably will. It says Mopar on it. So.
It does.
In any case, this is the new one. I guess we might as well open it.
Yeah. We'll toss a link in the description so you don't have to track the part number down to find it. But again, 1999 Jeep Grand Cherokee. This probably fits all.
I think this fits 99 to 04.
99 to 04. Oh, yeah, because this was the first year of the redesign. That is correct.
So.
That is correct, Jake.
Basically, you can see how things are looking a little different in here. This is what it's supposed to look like. When this thing comes down and smacks these babies, it's supposed to flip this part over and latch it shut.
Yeah, and it ain't doing it.
Made in Canada.
We switched to snow. We had rain, freezing rain, snow, freezing rain, and now...
That's kind of sleety, yeah.
I guess it's slush, raining slush, sleety slush.
So...
It's fun.
I haven't done one of these before, so we're all learning together. But
we're learning so you don't have to.
I think, basically...
Wait, that's not right.
There's two nuts
We're
here.
learning the hard way so you could learn the easy way. I said we're learning so you don't have to. That's not cool.
There's two nuts here, and they're not Tom and Jake. Different nuts. They're
a different one. So we got one here. Where's the other one?
right here.
Right there. Okay. All right. Very
Which
good.
correspond with this square here and this square here.
That's a pretty big open. I wonder if there's
I think it has to do with alignment.
Oh,
so
interesting.
There's going to be some dinking around with it, maybe.
Yeah, we'll figure that out.
I don't know.
Too.
I've never done it. That might be why this one's damaged, is it got out of alignment, and then somebody tried to force it. Like I'm trying to force this nut right here.
I don't know why I didn't hold you under the hood before. My apologies. This will keep you out of the rain and sleet and snow.
Keep this nut on this wrench so I don't drop it down into Never Land.
Yeah, no kidding.
It fits on the wrench tightly, but it stops ratcheting. So I'm trying to.
Oh, yeah, you got to hold the nut to continue the ratcheting. Did you get it? Nice work. Oh, okay, it's got a big washer on there, so it doesn't fall out one way. Hey, we've switched to snow. A little bit more snow. That's a little better. We'll take that.
Got the two nuts out, so I'm able to lift this up, and then you see how.
Yeah. Okay.
So there's a hole right here that I think I should be able to like just push this to the side. Maybe not.
It looks like it just pops out. There we go. Okay, so it does.
So that goes down there. So now I am able to move this, and then this doohickey here can slide out of this slot. Hopefully I can have you see what I'm doing.
Yeah, I think we're going to go with this. There we go. Okay, so that's out.
So that's out, and then I can just put it right back in on accident. Try that one more time. Come on, get out.
There we go.
Then should be able to just thread this out that hole.
Perfect.
So the old one's off.
Now there was no blocks or nope, that's all adjustment. I thought maybe it was like just a plate or something that those locked into. They don't.
So now slide this through the big hole again. Pull it through there, and then hopefully you can see what I'm doing there where I pop that back in.
Okay, so
that's when you pull the lever under the dash, it moves this thing, and then that causes this to pop open. Twing! You know what I'm talking about.
Indeed, everybody knows that sound.
So then I just need to wiggle it back over those studs,
and
try to get those nuts back in there without losing them.
Yeah, that's the next trick.
In case somebody needs to know on these, as a tech tip on these ratcheting wrenches that don't have a reverse feature, they don't have a lever to change the direction of the ratchet. It's always, you see how this is bent this way? That's always the direction of the tight. This is the ratchet.
Tip.
If you go backwards from the bend, that's the clicky click ratchet loose part. So if I'm trying to tighten these, I want it to be this way. And then, you know, when I wanted to loosen it, it was this way.
That's actually a really nice tip.
bent.
Tapped it, Dr. Torps, tapped it. Okay, so we've got this not installed, it's just on there somewhat loosely. You didn't tighten that down, right? Very much?
It's tight-ish, but we're going to need to align it, because right now, when we try to shut it, this part right here is actually hitting. We wanted to hit kind of right, you know, here-ish. But right now it's hitting right here. And then if I, you know, hit it hard enough, it shuts. But it's not quite the way we want it to be.
Ain't quite right.
So we can show that, hopefully. If you get the camera right down here, you can see that is...
You know, we need like a light in there. Ah, there we go. Okay, see that right there?
So, I mean, it's kind of doing its thing, but it's a little off to the right from the direction we're looking at. It's sort of almost doing it, but I think if I move it to the right a tiny bit,
it'll work. So that's the first tip. Just lightly put that on, tighten it, and then do what we just did and close the hood and see if it's looked like it's aligning properly. Don't like put it on there and then slam the hood and hope for the best.
But the holes on this new unit that we've just put in are square, and so we'll be able to have a little bit of left and right and up and down.
So first we adjust left and right so that thing gets in place, and then we'll figure out whether it's closing enough or too much. There we go.
So I just shifted it to the right a tiny bit. And I don't know if you'll be able to see, but I will.
Let's see.
Yeah, so that looks pretty good to me right there. I think.
Yeah.
I will tighten that down.
Give it a good test. Give it a good slamming.
Let's see if it actually shuts. If it's too low in there, it won't actually be able to latch shut because it won't get down far enough. If it's too high, it might actually latch shut, but then the hood will look too high on the fenders.
Yes, we don't want that.
So right now,
that'll mess up the aerodynamics.
That's looking pretty good left, right.
Whoa. It's a little bit high right
A little
here.
high on that side.
See how that's just a scotch high right there? It's not down far enough.
This is right here. Might be able to be adjusted to be higher.
Unscrew it a little bit. Oh,
it comes all the way out. Not too much.
Not too much adjustment.
Wow, it's different than what I'm used to. It's just plastic with huge
giant
threads on it.
So you can see where it was. That's
sitting
past
too
where
high.
you were.
Okay, well, but that might be the adjustment we're after.
You think so?
That might be why it was sitting high.
Okay.
Well, probably not, but let's see. Nope.
Yeah, because it's not hitting it. So, think it should go up some?
Maybe.
You snug?
But I don't want to go so far that I pull it out again.
No. Don't want to go that far.
Man, look at that, it opens.
I know, isn't that wonderful? Does the other side need to go up a touch too?
Maybe. It's down significantly lower.
Well, that seemed better. That's not wobbly. Oh, wow, that's like hitting. So you might be able to take that down a touch.
Yeah. You want a popper?
Oh, yeah, we got a popper. Now you can't just open it now willy-nilly from the outside.
You ruined it.
I know.
So you said it needs to go down some now?
I'd say that's probably plenty. Yeah.
I think that's where it was.
That's going to do it. Can't be where it was because it was loose before.
No, I mean where it was the last time.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So.
That's great.
Ta-da!
Ta-da! If you watched the last video, you know that we got it home and the guy that you bought this from had done all sorts of changes, lots of parts, lots of cool stuff, cleared all the codes, but it wasn't running right. And then we did what?
Well, he said that it was a fuel issue. The gas was bad because it had been sitting for 3 years.
Is that what he said?
But since it was a new vehicle to me, the first thing I usually try to do when determining what's, the health of an engine is a compression check.
Yeah, it's a great idea.
So we did a compression test on this and found 2 cylinders that were very low.
30, 20,
30 and 40.
They're supposed to be at least like
120 and up, probably. Most of the others were 150, except for one. Cylinder number 4 had 0 compression.
Yeah, so I was turning it over on the inside, and I turned over and I was like, I don't think it's even turning over. And Tom was like, oh, it's turning over. It's turning over. but it ain't good.
Yeah.
Zero
So-
compression.
So Jake is a nerd and has a fancy pants camera on a wire thing that we can stuff down the hole and see if we can see anything.
Yeah. So what we found on these is that it's the guide for the valves, the valve guide?
The valve seat.
The valve seat.
The head is aluminum, and the valve seats were a powdered steel that, you know, basically is compressed steel into a shape of some sort. And then they press that into the aluminum head, and these have a tendency to have those fall loose. They fall out of the aluminum head, and then they get all banged up by the piston moving around in there, and chunks of valve seats start flying all over everywhere, and like takes out, does damage to the engine.
Everything. So we were thinking, with that fancy camera Tom talked about, we could put that down in the cylinder and see what we see.
Well, we have my other camera too that we can play with and see if it does a better job. So see going through the hole. Then we see the top of the piston, I think, right there. So yeah, we're seeing the cylinder wall. Then I think that right there is the top of the piston up in this corner here.
It's gotta be, yeah.
So
that side looks
whoa.
great. That's the clearest we've ever had right there. We're looking at here.
I think that's the top of the piston.
Yeah,
It looks kind of gravelly,
Yeah,
like craters and stuff, like moon landing.
yeah, that's better. I just kind of crammed it
We
over.
can see something there, like a U or something that would have been stamped into the top of the piston.
Yeah. Is that a groove in the wall right there?
Kinda looks
Big
like it.
groove. Yeah, so kind of cool to try this and check it out. I'd say this is a little tricky to use. And once you got it down in the hole to get it to bend over, I just started to force it in there so it, you know, turned inside, if you will, like pressing against the bottom. But so there's a little bit of learning curve on this, but that's not bad. That gave us an insight, a little bit of insight. I wish this was one that I could like go down and turn it around and look, but that's not bad. Okay, so now that you see that, what did that give us any clues? Anything that you would say now that we've seen that we now do?
It doesn't really change anything, to be honest with you. I mean, I have 3 cylinders that are not good, so the engine needs to be rebuilt or replaced. If it dropped the valve seat, it probably did enough damage in that cylinder, plus possibly went up into the intake and went down and took out those other 2. So there's probably enough damage that it's probably in my best interest to, you know, get a rebuilt engine.
Rebuilt engine's the next one, huh?
Probably.
Not a used, because it could have that same thing.
Exactly. You know, all the used ones that I've been seeing that are for sale all have like 180,000 miles or more, which is more than this one even has. So they've held up, you know, reasonably well, I suppose, but I'm just concerned that it's just going to have the same issue within a, you know, few thousand miles, and then where are we?
Then where are we? Then where are we? So my dad said, "Where are you now? Where did that get you?" Something like that.
Did you learn anything?
Did you learn anything? Kind of an answer. All right, so, well, I guess that's about it.
You got to play with your nerd camera.
We got to play with the nerd camera, which is pretty cool. So I think for now we're good. Thanks for stopping by and hanging out and checking us out. If you're new, have yourself a look around. Make yourself at home is what I always like to say. This hood's driving me nuts, but on behalf of myself and this man right here, thanks for hanging out. I said that twice, but it's cold, so we're gonna go probably eat something.
Probably going to go get warm and eat something.
We need to probably go warm and eat something. We take you out to Fishbone Friendship. We love ya. Whoop-ow. Is this filming or is this recording or is it taking a picture? What are you doing, GoPro? All right, you ready for the first part? No? Oh, you're not ready. Kenny Kin Cam? Kim Cam Crew.
Really?
I don't know the rest of that song. How about you?
I don't know if that song exists.
Chim chimney, chim chim choo.